Out in the cold reaches of our solar system, beyond the orbit of Neptune, lie the frozen remnants of its earliest days. Dirty snowballs, ancient time capsules, silent travelers drifting in the dark for billions of years. They are called comets, and when they fall toward the inner solar system, they transform. From distant relics into breathtaking spectacles, blazing across the sky with not one, but two distinct tails. One tail of dust, one of gas, two signs of ancient matter reacting to solar light and solar wind. But why two? What's the difference? What do these tails tell us about comets and about the sun? Today, we take a deep dive into one of the most beautiful and misunderstood phenomena in the solar system. This is the story of why comets have two tails and what they reveal about the invisible forces that shape our solar system. Comets are ancient, formed over 4.5 billion years ago from the same cloud of dust and gas that built the sun and planets. Most comets spend their lives in the deep freeze, trapped in the Kuiper Belt or the distant Oort cloud, far beyond the warmth of sunlight. They're made of ice, dust, rock, and organic material, primitive leftovers from the solar system's formation. But sometimes, one is nudged inward, by gravity, by a passing star, by chance. As it falls toward the sun, everything changes. The heat causes the comet's surface to sublimate, ice turning directly into gas. Jets erupt, dust breaks free, a fuzzy coma forms around the nucleus, and then tails emerge. Two tails, each driven by a different force, each pointing in a different direction, each telling a different part of the comet's story. The first tail is made of dust, tiny grains released from the nucleus as the comet heats up. These particles are pushed away by the pressure of sunlight, a gentle but constant force. Imagine dust being blown off a table by a beam of light. The dust doesn't stream away in a straight line. It forms a broad, curved tail, arching behind the comet in the direction of its orbit. Why curved? Because the dust retains inertia, the forward momentum of the comet's travel, so it trails behind like a wake behind a boat. This is what we see most clearly with the naked eye. A pale, yellowish-white arc stretching across the sky. It's not uniform. It flickers, fragments, and glows as sunlight reflects off the particles. And while delicate, it's durable. The dust tail can persist for days, even weeks, after the comet has passed. The second tail is different, sharper, straighter, more ghostly. It's called the ion tail, and it's made not of dust, but of gas, specifically ionized molecules like carbon monoxide, nitrogen, or water vapor broken apart by the sun's ultraviolet radiation. This gas becomes electrically charged, and that's when a new player enters the story. The solar wind, a constant stream of charged particles flowing from the sun at hundreds of kilometers per second. When the ionized gas interacts with the solar wind, it's swept directly away from the sun, forming a narrow, blue-hued tail that points radially outward, regardless of the comet's motion. Unlike the dust tail, the ion tail is often straight, spiky, and dynamic. Its structure shaped by magnetic fields, solar storms, and sudden bursts of cometary activity. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes it flutters, and sometimes it shows us the hidden architecture of the heliosphere itself. Studying comet tails isn't just about beauty, it's about physics. Astronomers use telescopes and spectrometers to analyze the light coming from each tail. The dust tail reflects sunlight, giving us a continuous spectrum and clues about the particle sizes and compositions. The ion tail emits specific wavelengths, bright emission lines, from molecules like CO and H2O. These allow scientists to track chemical reactions and magnetic interactions in real time. We also use spacecraft. Missions like Giotto, Rosetta, and Deep Impact have flown through comets and measured the dust, gas, and electromagnetic forces at work. In 2007, the Stereo spacecraft even captured a comet's ion tail disconnecting during a solar storm, a magnetic whip strong enough to tear it away completely. Each mission helps us decode the two-tail structure, not just as a cometary feature, but as a natural laboratory for solar physics, plasma science, and early solar system chemistry. Sometimes, a comet's tail crosses Earth's path, not physically, but in orbit. When this happens, the dust left behind becomes a meteor shower. Think, the Perseids in August, the Leonids in November, the Geminids in December, all caused by Earth plowing through trails of comet dust. Each shooting star is a tiny fragment of a tail, burning up high above the surface, lighting up the sky for a brief second. It's one of the few ways we actually touch a comet from Earth. No special equipment, no telescope, just a clear night and patience. A visible reminder that comets, these ancient wanderers, are always leaving traces of themselves across the sky. Comets are more than just icy travelers. They're time capsules, frozen since the birth of the solar system. Their tails, brief and ephemeral, reveal their composition, their temperature history, and their response to solar activity. By comparing dust tails to ion tails, we learn about the balance between solid and volatile materials, the strength of solar radiation pressure, the nature of the solar wind and heliospheric conditions. And the more comets we study, the more we realize. No two are exactly the same. Some erupt violently, blasting debris across millions of kilometers. Others fizzle quietly, dissolving as they approach the sun. But each one leaves behind its story, written in dust and gas, in sunlight and plasma. Right now, astronomers are tracking dozens of comets across the solar system. With telescopes like JWST, Hubble, and powerful ground-based observatories, we can study tail formation in unprecedented detail, even from billions of kilometers away. In the coming years, new missions will go even further. ESA's Comet Interceptor will wait in space for a yet undiscovered comet to appear, then launch toward it for a close encounter. Other concepts include comet sample return missions, or even spacecraft that could orbit and study a comet's environment for months or years. These are not just missions of exploration, they are missions of memory, because comets preserve what planets destroy. Primordial ices, ancient dust, the chemistry of the beginning, and their tails, however fleeting, offer a fleeting but powerful glimpse into how it all began. Every comet is a messenger, from the outer solar system, from another time. Its tails are not random. One is made of dust, gently pushed by light. The other, gas, ripped away by the solar wind. Each tail is a signature, a fingerprint of heat, motion, radiation, and chemistry. They tell us that light has pressure, that space is not empty, that the sun reaches out with invisible fingers, shaping everything that passes nearby. And they remind us that the solar system is alive, with movement, with history, and with stories still unfolding. So the next time you see a comet streak across the night sky, remember, you're not just witnessing a light show. You're watching a cosmic traveler write its final lines, with two tails and one unforgettable message. I was here. I came from the beginning, and I still carry its light.